Seekers of greatness, dreamers of the impossible, and action takers on the path to success. I'm Daniel Craig Johnson, and I'm amped to be your personal guide on this exhilarating journey to self-discovery, business mastery, and life transformation. Strap in because you're about to blast through barriers, obliterate limitations, and sculpt the life you've dreamt of. Hello guys, welcome back on the Success Blueprint. This is Daniel, your host. I'm very excited to have you here, and the week is over. We are going into the weekend. I hope that you have some time to relax. I'm very excited about our series that is going to start on Monday. And as I mentioned, I've watched a video on YouTube that talks about 10 things that highly intelligent people do differently. I took each and every one of those points, expanded on them, researched, went into detail into my own experiences and life experiences that I have. And I came up with 10 unique episodes covering each and every one of those points mentioned in the video in depth. So I hope that for Monday you tune in. There will be some really good episodes. It's going to be rapid fire kind of style. So they're all going to come in short succession, not over a huge time span, so that you can really enjoy them. And they are no longer than about 12 to 16 minutes. So I hope that I'm going to see you there. But today, on the Friday, I want to do one more episode before our series starts. And it's called Managing Millennials versus Generation Z. Key differences employers must know. And why did I pick up this topic? Because I still think that Generation Z and Millennials, those two things really matter in work environments. They will matter in the future because this kind of differences or this kind of groupings will always be there. They have been there in the past and they will be there in the future again. So it is important that we adjust. Whether we run a small business or a big business, it doesn't matter. We have to be aware of the differences and of the trends and of everything that makes or separates or unites these two groupings. And that will enable us to employ people from both sides of this spectrum. And we can leverage their unique skills, their unique ways of looking at life, the unique input that they bring into the work world. It is important that we unite this and that we make sure that we foster work environments where all of those generations or groupings or forms of people living and experiencing life and work can come together and we can leverage from the best of both worlds. So let's go on and dive a bit deeper. You've mastered the art of managing millennials. That is something that has come anyway. But now there's a new generation entering the workforce. Generation Z, anyone born after 1995, are now graduating college and looking for jobs. Before you lump them in with millennials, know that Gen Z has a whole different set of characteristics and expectations. If you want to attract and retain the best young talent, you need to understand what makes Gen Z tick. While millennials were the first generation to grow up with technology, Gen Z doesn't know a world without smartphones and social media. You have to understand that. They value authenticity, flexibility, and entrepreneurship. Gen Z seeks out jobs that prioritize work-life balance, growth opportunities, and meaningful work that contributes value to society. They want constant feedback and mentorship. If you tap into their ambition and provide them pathways for advancement, Gen Z will become your most loyal employees. The key is not to treat Gen Z like Millennials 2.0. Get to know this next generation entering your workplace and adapt your management style. With the right nurturing, Generation Z will thrive under your leadership. So who are Generation Z? Defining the newest generation in the workforce. The generation following millennials are Generation Z, and they are born between 1995 and 2015. Gen Zers grew up with technology and social media as a normal part of life. They tend to be entrepreneurial, pragmatic, and independent. As Gen Z enters the workforce, employers need to understand what motivates this group. Gen Z values meaningful work that aligns with their personal interests and values. They want to work for companies that demonstrate social responsibility. Flexibility and work-life balance are also important to them. Unlike millennials, Gen Z did not grow up receiving participation trophies. They value performance and skill over effort alone. Gen Z has a strong sense of individuality and likes to curate their own identities. At the same time, Gen Z is a globally connected generation and values inclusiveness and diversity. Managers should provide Gen Z employees with opportunities to make on more responsibility to keep them engaged. Offer coaching and mentorship, not micromanagement. Appeal to Gen Z's entrepreneurial spirit by giving them chances to solve problems independently. Provide flexibility and a sense of purpose to keep Gen Z motivated. Gen Z's combination of traits like pragmatism, independence, and globally mindedness gives them the potential to be impactful leaders and innovators. Employers who can leverage the strength of Generation Z will benefit greatly from the energy and skills they bring to the workforce. Understanding what shaped Gen Z and what they care about is key to maximizing their potential. So how does Generation Z differ from millennials in work values and expectations? Well, they have different values and needs than millennials. As an employer, it's key to understand how they differ to leverage their energy and talents. That they grew up with technology and social media makes a huge difference. That has been their companion from the time they were able to operate electronic devices. They prefer autonomous and flexible work over rigid schedules. Gen Z wants the freedom to work where and when they choose. They value trust and being unmonitored. They seek meaningful work that contributes value to society. Gen Z is purpose-driven and wants to make a positive impact. They look for employers actively engaged in corporate social responsibility. They expect rapid career growth and fast feedback. Gen Z is ambitious but impatient. They want quick promotions, raises, and performance reviews. Lack of progress will cause them to jump ship for new opportunities. They desire ongoing learning and development. Gen Z values continuous skills training, education benefits, and career coaching. They want to keep advancing their knowledge and experience. They prefer casual, collaborative work environments. Gen Z thrives on teamwork, social interaction, and a laid-back culture. Traditional or overly formal workplaces will turn them off. Meeting the unique needs and values of Generation Z is key to attracting and retaining this next wave of young talent. With their entrepreneurial spirit and desire to good, they worth the investment. Leverage their potential by providing the environment, flexibility, and growth they seek. Your organization will be better for it. You have to adjust. So let's discuss some strategies for attracting and retaining Generation Z employees. To attract and keep them, focus on the following. Provide opportunities for advancement. Generation Z grew up with technology and social media that gave them instant feedback and rewards. They expect the same in the workplace. Offer clear paths for career growth and advancement, as well as frequent feedback and recognition for their work. Promote from within when possible to show there are opportunities for upward mobility. Emphasize work-life balance. Having witnessed their millennial parents struggle with burnout, Gen Z values a good work-life balance. They want flexibility and paid time off. Consider options like flexible schedules, unlimited PTO, and work-from-home opportunities. While Gen Z is very hard-working, they will not want to give up their personal lives for their jobs. Invest in mentorship and training. Gen Z grew up with collaborative online learning environments. They expect the same level of support in their jobs. Develop mentorship and training programs to help them strengthen skills. Assign seasoned employees as mentors and coaches. Offer opportunities for continuous learning and education funding. Gen Z wants to keep acquiring new knowledge and abilities. That's what they pull their energy from. That's what they thrive on. Leverage technology. Gen Z are digital natives and expect technology to play a significant role in their jobs. Provide the latest tools, software, and systems to do their work. They grew up with high-tech classrooms and are adept at using technology for both collaboration and productivity. Leveraging technology will make the workplace more engaging and appealing for Gen Z. To recruit Gen Z, focus your efforts on social media and online platforms. Build a strong social media presence for your company and brand. Reach out to Gen Z on the channels they use like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Highlight opportunities for meaningful work, career growth, work-life balance, and mentorship. By meeting their expectations for an engaging, high-tech work environment with opportunities for advancement, you'll gain loyal and dedicated Gen Z employees. Adapting your workplace culture to engage Generation Z. To achieve that, some key adaptations to your culture will be necessary. Flexible work options. Generation Z highly values flexibility and work-life balance. Offer flexible work schedules, remote work options, and generous paid time off. Generation Z is the first generation to enter the workforce with expectations of flexible work options as the norm. They've grown up with technology that allows them to work from anywhere, so limiting them to a traditional 9-to-5 in-office schedule may make a job less appealing. Consider offering options like flex time, allow employees to shift their schedules earlier or later. Compressed work weeks, offer 10-hour, 4-day work weeks. Remote work, let employees work from home or a co-working space 1 to 2 days per week. Generous PTO, provide at least 3 to 4 weeks of paid time off for new hires. Professional development, Generation Z craves opportunities for growth and values employers who invest in their development. Offer mentorship programs, educational stipends, and clear career paths. Assign new hires a mentor to help them learn skills and navigate their role. Provide an educational stipend for employees to advance their knowledge. Create clear career path maps so Generation Z can see opportunities for growth. Feedback and recognition. Generation Z thrives on frequent feedback and recognition for their work. Instant gratification is all around them. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, it's just likes. So they're kind of conditioned like that. Give regular reviews and praise to keep them engaged. Conduct monthly or quarterly reviews to give constructive feedback to them so that they know where they stand. Offer spot bonuses, rewards, or shout-outs when employees exceed expectations. Praise Generation Z employees publicly in team meetings or company newsletters. Adapting your culture to meet the needs of Generation Z will help you attract and retain young talent. With the right flexibility, development, and recognition, Generation Z can become highly motivated, passionate contributors in your organization. So how do we leverage the skills and passions of Generation Z for innovation? Generation Z, those born after 96, are digital natives who grew up with technology and social media. As the first generation to enter the workforce with these innate skills, they can bring innovative thinking to the table. Here are a few ways to leverage their talents. Tap into their tech savviness. Gen Zers are proficient in all things digital. They can pick up new technologies lightning fast. Assign them to evaluate and implement new software or systems. Let them take a lead on social media marketing or digital transformation initiatives. Their fresh perspectives could uncover new opportunities. Encourage entrepreneurial thinking. Gen Zers tend to be independent, entrepreneurial self-starters. Provide opportunities for them to solve open-ended problems or pitch new ideas. Consider creating entrepreneurship programs where they can develop and test new concepts. The solutions they come up with may surprise you. Offer flexible work options. Gen Zers value work-life balance and flexibility. Provide options like telecommuting, compressed work weeks, or flexible schedules when possible. This will make your company an attractive place for work for Gen Z. And giving them more autonomy and control over their time may increase their productivity and job satisfaction. Play to their passions. Gen Zers want work that is personally meaningful, identify causes or social initiatives they care about, and find ways to support them in making a difference. For example, allow paid time off to volunteer with organizations they choose. Their passion and creativity will lead to innovative community outreach and social impact programs. Leveraging Generation Z's skills and supporting their needs will result in an engaged, loyal workforce that spurs continued growth and progress in your organization. While managing them may require some adjustments, the rewards of their talent, vision, and zeal far outweigh any challenges. Give them opportunities to shine and they will not disappoint. Closing the cycle and knowing when to overcome outdated work models. Closing the generation gap in the workplace requires understanding each group's needs and making adjustments to outdated models. For Generation Z, specifically consider the following points. Flexibility. Gen Z grew up with constant change and value flexibility in all areas of their lives. Offer the options like remote workdays, flexible schedules, or job sharing. This gives them freedom and work-life balance which they crave. Meaningful work. Gen Z wants to make an impact and work that matters. Provide opportunities for them to take on more responsibility or work on high visibility projects. Give regular feedback and recognition to show their work is meaningful. This keeps them engaged and helps them grow into leadership roles. Professional development. Continuous learning is important to Gen Z. Offer programs for developing both soft and hard skills and pay for additional courses or conferences. Provide mentors and coaching to guide their progress. By investing in their growth, you gain a highly skilled employee and build loyalty. Open communication. Gen Z grew up sharing details of their lives on social media and expect open communication and transparency. Leaders should share company news, vision, and answer questions honestly. Create a culture where Gen Z feels comfortable speaking up and sharing new ideas. Their input helps companies innovate. Making a few key changes to accommodate Generation Z in the workplace leads to a more collaborative, productive environment for all. Leveraging their energy and skills is key to overcoming outdated models and closing the generation gap. Building a workplace that values flexibility, meaningful work, continuous development, and open communication will attract and retain top Gen Z talent. And there you have it, the key differences between millennials and Gen Z that you need to know to effectively lead the future of your workforce. While there are certainly challenges that come with generational diversity, focusing on their strengths, providing opportunities for growth, and fostering an environment where all voices are heard will allow you to leverage their energy and passion. Meet them where they are at, understand their perspectives, and give them a seat at the table. Doing so will create an innovative, collaborative, and forward-thinking culture that will drive your organization into the future. The future is here. Are you ready for it? If you understand what makes these generations tick, the answer is yes. Now go out there and lead the change. This is my take on this topic. And as with all my podcasts, this is not the last wisdom. This is not the box of Pandora. This is my experiences, my observations, my research, also dealing with two kids that are Generation Z. So I'm just trying to contribute from my own standpoint. And if there are any points that you disagree with or you have other viewpoints, more input, more data, you are more than welcome to drop me a message, engage. I'm glad to update topics and put more in. I'm always interested in collaborating and networking because there's never only one wisdom out there. There's never only one opinion out there. We share knowledge and we update knowledge, and that's how we keep on learning. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to tune in on Monday for our starting 10 series episodes. It's going to be super interesting. Thank you guys. You must have a fantastic weekend. That's Daniel, your host on the Success Blueprint. Take care.